All right. Hello, everyone. Welcome back to my nail mat. And we are going to do another manicure today. It is, as I am recording this, my birthday. Yay! So thank you so much to everyone who's already wished me happy birthday. I have been in such a whirlwind this month. I was going back and forth about whether I even wanted to do anything for my birthday, but you know, I had to do a little something. So planning to just keep it low key, having a couple of friends over later for cake. So that should be a fun time. But of course, I have to make sure my nails are looking good. So I think last time we were here, I mentioned, you know, my nails were very uneven, but I was trying to keep as much length as possible. I have gone in and given myself just a little rough trim, just to even things up a little bit more, now that obviously, the event that I was trying to keep my nails as long as possible for was the filming of the wonderful Midge Munsters Halloween special. So that was what I was up to this past weekend. It was just an absolute whirlwind. I had never been part of a film before. I've done a little bit of kind of corporate video work, but for the most part there I was, you know, behind the camera, not on it as talent. So that was definitely a new experience for me. It was wild and woolly and exhausting, but also so much fun. I can't wait until it is released and everyone gets to see it. I can't wait till I get to see it because I think most of you probably know at this point that I was definitely a theater kid growing up and did a lot of theater in high school and a little bit in college. But obviously when you're doing a play, you know, you get up there, you run through, and that's it. It's done. And making a movie is not like that. There's a lot more back and forth, a lot more running it back, trying to get, you know, different coverage, different takes. So it was just really interesting to see how kind of everything went together and all of the equipment and supplies that are necessary to put together a kind of a full production like this. And saying that, obviously this was a very minimal production. We were running and gunning it, but even still, I mean, more than just me when I'm doing stuff. I am the only one usually working on it. So it was an absolute blast. Everyone in the cast was such a absolute delight to be around. It was some of my old friends plus some new friends, and it was so much fun. I can't tell you too much. Don't want to spoil anything, but I know we'll be getting some sneak peeks and things coming out in the next months before the special is coming out this October, of course, for spooky season. But it was really a fun time. We stayed in the most amazing Airbnb. We were all laughing that it was like we were in a real world house. It was this very cool refurbished fire station, and just filled with like cool art, some of which was for sale, which, I mean, smart, cool method. That's a good way to do it. But we got to enjoy, you've probably seen by now, and maybe I can put some footage in here, of the disco bathroom, which was vastly entertaining to all of us, of course. We all needed to enjoy our disco bathroom, or as the lovely Cheyenne deemed it, the Pisco. It was just wild, and I have not been I'm an old lady. I will say this on my birthday. I like to be at home and be in bed and be chilling. So it was definitely a little bit unusual for me to, be up until 2 o'clock in the morning, things like that. I am definitely feeling it now. This is your 30s, is being exhausted for multiple days after having some wild times like that, but definitely so worth it, and I'm super excited to see what is going to come from that. There we go. We're pretty much, I'm trying not to lift up too much. Hopefully we'll have a little better time with the focus. I am going to add my smoothing base. My nails are still a little bit rough. I was good. I did not pick off any of my nail polish that I did for the Halloween special. So we are in a little bit of a better place just with nail health. And I am hoping that going into August, I'll have a little bit of a breathing room. July has been so much fun, but I traveled twice. I've been running around. It's obviously my birthday. I've been having unsureness in my housing situation, but that is all resolved now. I am staying where I am, and I am definitely excited to just peace out and relax for a little bit. But of course, as soon as I say that, I've got more writing going on this month. And then also it's August, which means it's basically Halloween season, which means I need to start thinking about all of my Halloween plans. So it never really stops, but we'll take a little bit of a breather and calm down a bit. And I mean, that would be a good opportunity to potentially make more videos. So if there are other things that you would like to see from me, I know that I got requests for some like jewelry tours, accessory collections, things like that, which I'm definitely happy to do. If you continue to enjoy watching me paint my nails, I'm happy to do that. I know we had really a dead heat between talking about life updates and talking about movies and media during nails, which was great to see because those are the two things that I'm most interested in talking about. So you got a little bit of a life update there, and then we might do a little bit of movie chat too as we go into it. So what I am thinking today, pink is kind of the theme. So I do love this pop rocker from the Rock Candy collection, and then I think I'm gonna do a cosmic unicorn skin on top. Oop, you can't really see it. There we go. I can only vaguely see the top of my phone when I'm filming. So there's that here. So this is what we're looking at today. If you're not familiar with the unicorn skins, they are like an iridescent flake topper, which can just add a lot of extra fun to your nail polish. And I feel like for my birthday, I want something extra special. But oh my God, look how gorgeous this is. This color is this is everything to me. Like, I love a pink that is just like a very true pink, but with more of a blue undertone is really kind of my like chef's kiss. Perfect pink. And you are gonna see not this pink, but my cake is also pink, of course. So we gotta match, we gotta be on theme. But yeah, movies. I have always wanted to talk a little bit more about movies and media. I always have opinions. I'm sure you guys are shocked to know that I have opinions about movies. And I do try to review everything that I watch on Letterboxd. So do feel free to follow me there if you want kind of all of my opinions. But sometimes you just want to chit chat. You just want to chit chat about some movies instead of just having kind of a written review. And this is something where, we obviously will talk about movies occasionally on Ghouls Night In, but generally we're talking more about them kind of like the history or the production. And we will talk a bit about, whether we like them, what we like about them. But there are different movies that, are probably not going to be a full episode, or if we do the episode, it would be more about the production of it. And I love to chit chat and jabber, so I thought maybe you would enjoy hearing some of my movie thoughts. The most recent film that I watched was I keep wanting to say new. It's from 2018. The 2018 remake of Suspiria. So I had already seen the original. Very much enjoyed it. A very, very dreamy, very artistic kind of film. And I was sort of like, I don't even know if I need to watch this remake, because you know that I am a remake hater in general. I often feel like, maybe if you don't have anything new to say, there's no reason to kind of go back into the well. But I saw that the new Suspiria had actually been written by, oh my gosh, I'm going to try and say it, Dave Kajnach. I'm sorry, Dave, but who wrote and was the showrunner for The Terror, which, if you listen to the Ghouls episode, was definitely a fixation of mine. It continues to be a fixation of mine. And I thought, oh, well, I really love a lot of kind of the complex writing and themes that he put into The Terror. So maybe I will check out this new Suspiria. And I quite liked it. It was not like a super duper fave. I think that there were some elements where they were a bit distracting. Some of the additional kind of external elements kind of distracted me more than I would have liked from the actual kind of story within the dance school. But it was also a lot more kind of intensely horrific than I expected. There is an incredibly intense, horrific kind of death scene pretty early on that really set the tone, where I was like, oh, this is what we're about here. It has some great folks. It's got Tilda Swinton in it. I would not normally call myself a big Dakota Johnson fan, but I think she actually did quite well in it. And it definitely is not as kind of aesthetically dramatic as the original, but it does have some really striking imagery in it. And overall, I think it is worth a watch. I think I gave it a 3.5 on Letterboxd, which I know sounds rude. Maybe that's where I should kind of start by talking, is like, I do tend to be a harsh grader on things, but just because I really try to reserve that kind of like 5-star for something that is like legitimately blows me away. I don't like kind of the great inflation, I guess I'll say, of things. And I remember they used to tell us that in school, that like C is average, like C is a perfectly good grade, which was not at all true to me. I was a super competitive, gifted kid, as I'm sure everyone can tell. So I did not believe that, but I do kind of approach movie rankings or media ranking in that way. Just kind of saying, you know, there's only going to be a handful of things that are going to get that full 5 stars from me, and kind of where do other things fall. I generally would say that like a 3-star is something that I would recommend someone watch with maybe caveats. So it's like solid, but maybe I had a couple of issues with it, or there were things that I would have liked to see different. But that's just kind of where I'm coming from when I'm ranking things. And I do tend to have a little bit of just because I am a writer and a storyteller kind of by trade / training. I just definitely I think about pacing a lot, or about how characters kind of are allowed to develop within a piece, and that's something that I think we are missing a lot of the times in kind of modern media. You sort of get like 1 or 2, but not all 3, you know, when you're looking at kind of like a triangle of what is going to make a really strong story that's effective and feels like worthy of being told. But that's just my personal opinion, and I definitely, you know, I enjoy watching things even when they are not necessarily 4 or 5-star material. But some things I am a little bit, especially if I have higher expectations. If I know that like that writer or those creators, I think that they could have done a better job, then I am going to wish for that. So that's what we're looking at with Just Pop Rocker. And I'm going to grab my unicorn skin and add some of that. If you have recommendations for things that I should check out, you should let me know, because I am a little bit between shows right now. I watched all of Murder, She Wrote, which was a hoot, a good old time. But now I really like to have like a show that I can put on in the background and kind of half pay attention to, but also maybe I'm doing other stuff at the same time. You know, that ADHD life. I have vaguely been thinking about watching Frasier again. Anyone who knows me personally knows that I am a huge Frasier fanatic. I've watched Frasier all the way through like 5 times probably. It is definitely a comfort show for me, and so I am feeling a little bit like I need to get my Frasier on again. I was like, should I do something Frasier related when I'm in Seattle? I don't think there's really anything to do. I was excited to ride the monorail because, of course, in the Frasier Crane Day episode, he gets trapped on the monorail while trying to reach his own celebration in a classic Frasier farce. But I think that was that made me think of Frasier, and now I've been thinking about it again, and have been yearning for the fjords, the Frasiords. Gosh, I really look how cool that's looking. I love unicorn skin. It's so nice. Just adds, it's kind of like confetti, especially like with like this kind of like birthday theme. And I did make a mess on a few of my nails. As I said last time, I'm one of those bad people who doesn't clean up her nails in the time as I ought to. I should have, a little pot of acetone and I can brush it off, but I'm always so afraid that I'm going to spill the acetone. That is the main concern that I have here. I'm worried I'm just going to knock it over and cause a huge mess, or that I'm going to accidentally dunk my nails that are done into it. I don't know. These are just the concerns that I have when I'm painting my nails, and I just find it faster to just kind of wash my hands and get the rest off later, even though I do know that it introduces more opportunity for, kind of the side of the polish to raise up and get stuff underneath, which is part of what causes your chipping, but we gotta do what we gotta do. So I am gonna give myself a nice little glossy top coat to make sure we are sealing everything in here. Beautiful. And let me know if you want more in-depth kind of movie chats. Obviously this time I didn't want to include any spoilers or things like that, since it was just kind of like a sidebar. It was a movie segment in my manicure video. But like, I'm happy to talk more in depth about things. Oh my gosh. Yuck. Yuck, yuck. That is the joy of having your nail mat, is you can just get rid of stuff and let it make its mess right there. Did I do this one? I've already forgotten which fingers I have put my top coat on. That is the downside of talking to you while I'm doing this, is I am somewhat distracted. But we're getting it on, we're getting our stuff put together. Yeah, so having some birthday get together tonight, and then I'll be doing a get together with my family in a little bit. You know, you always got to make your birthday last for at least a week or two, just to make sure everyone has their chance to celebrate you, right? So I'm excited to see some friends and catch up. Just obviously since I've been traveling so much and then been pretty womped out in between, I haven't seen people too much this month, so I am excited to catch up and see everybody, and then hopefully have a relatively quiet August, just enjoying some of that time. And our pinky. Yes, little pinky. All right. Well, that is another semi-weekly manicure for your girl, Penny. I am excited to cut some cake, show these off. If you would like to see more nail content, let me know. If there are other things you would like to see, I would also love to hear about that. I want to give a shout out, I kept forgetting, to my patrons who have supported me all of this time. I really love and appreciate you. If anyone is interested, there is the link below to my Patreon, where I have some in-depth sewing projects from previous times, some looks inside other things I've been working on. I have a long post about my novel that I've written on there, and we'll continue to probably post some special videos at some point, still deciding, but it's really through their support and encouragement that I am ready to experiment with new things like that. So much love to all of you. And thank you to everyone who is watching. If you enjoy my video, you can like, and comment, and subscribe. All of the things that YouTubers say. And I will see you the next time that I post. I hope you have a wonderful weekend, and I'll see you later.